All right. Greetings, viewers. Welcome to the grand finale, not only of the Friends Like These adventures, but for the time being at least, the Wayward Spirit campaign. We're fully anticipating being done with this tonight. We've got some players that are okay with that and some that aren't. You'll probably be able to figure out which ones are which along the way. But one thing's for sure, we're going to try to make this an epic experience. So here's where we're at. Um, Andon and Kira find themselves over in Spire nearby Foundry 4, where they have been battling with two Inquisitors. At least they only know of two that are present so far. One of them they managed to take out last week. The other one they are still engaged with, desperately trying to finish him off so that they can protect this planetarium that has the secrets to this massive ancient empire. It's one that if the emperor could access it, the emperor could potentially become so powerful that there'd be nothing that would be able to stop him. And so they're desperately trying to keep this out of Imperial hands, while the rest of their allies in Foundry 4 now find themselves in a desperate situation. The Empire has arrived at the planet. They have overwhelmed the forces on the surface of the planet, and now they have personnel just pouring down into Foundry 4. And what they'll be experiencing over there is going to be utter chaos. One other development that everyone needs to be aware of: in the course of the battle, one of the Inquisitors revealed to Kira while they were fighting that this same location with the planetarium is the location where her grandfather, who was a Jedi, was killed many, many years before.
He's lying. I don't believe him. Lucky guess.
So that is where we are at, and we are going to start out. We're waiting on one of the players that's over in Foundry 4, so we are going to start out. We're still going in turn order, same turn order as last time, although I won't be using all the NPC slots this time. Sometimes I'm just going to throw some hazards at you while you take actions over in Foundry 4. But we're going to use the same turn order that you're seeing in front of you right now, and we are going to begin with a PC slot for Kira and Andon over in Spire 32. Now, here's where we're at.
We killed one of them, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
You decapitated one of them.
Oh, that's right,
yeah,
I did.
You like totally took out one of them. So here's where we're at. Last time, Kira had taken out one of the Inquisitors. The other one was coming after them, and you fought your way since we left off last time out toward this bridge that's suspended over lava that's nearby. And this Inquisitor finds himself surrounded by both Kira and Andon, and one of the two of you can now take a turn.
Do we need to reroll Destiny, or are we just using the ones from before?
You're right about that. You would think by now I would remember to do this.
3 years.
But apparently not. I need to clear the pool first. Sorry, everybody. Okay, now we're ready to go.
Hi, starting out good.
No. Yes. Don't say it, Matt.
Is everybody in the pool?
For now.
I didn't say it. I know what you don't want me to say.
Does somebody want to roll, or Matt, do you want to roll for Eric?
Yeah, let's see here.
You have to roll it manually. Like from the dice pool.
He should be able to do it from Eric's character sheet.
Okay, while he does that dumb question. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
I guess you'll just have to add it on the thing.
Okay, everybody should have 6 and 4 now.
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're ready for a Kira or Andon turn.
What is this Inquisitor talking about? Or is it the guy or the girl?
You killed the guy.
You're keeping her pretty busy right now.
Okay.
What was the dumb question before we move on?
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Kara is going to. Well, let's see. She just decapitated that guy, and she's feeling a little Stressed out. Maybe Andon should go first.
Okay. And then let's see here. If I do like a called shot and get a crit, can I like cut off one or both hands with that, or how would you want to handle that if he's actively trying to disarm her?
Yeah, we'd call that a called shot that would take off a hand if successful with a
All
crit.
right, so I will do that.
You're going to have to get some kind of a crit, but the crit
Sure.
I'll give you is the removal of the
No,
hand.
absolutely. So yeah, he's going to spend one maneuver to do that.
All right.
He'll spend two maneuvers. Well, yeah, he will spend two maneuvers. Actually, no, he won't. He'll just spend the one maneuver to do that.
Okay.
And what melee defense and adversary are we dealing with here?
Yeah, so still got his stat block pulled up from last time. It is adversary 3, but treat it as
Okay.
adversary 4 because I'm going to spend a dark side point.
Okie dokie.
So what is that? 3
red.
3 red. Okay.
Let's see here. I do get to add an automatic advantage to this coming check because of the curved hilt on the lightsaber.
Okay. And I'll give you a boost because you've got her surrounded as well.
Okay, sure. I'm going to use Touch of Fate.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm going to use Sense Danger to remove those call shot setbacks. We'll do that instead.
Ooh.
Not going to use both on the same dice roll, but we'll do that on the called shot. And let's see what we get here. Rusty.
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait. Is that going to hit me since we're both engaged?
No, that doesn't happen on melee attacks.
Oh, okay.
I hope.
So you do
Not
That's like,
rules as written.
yeah.
So you do have enough to crit her there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can I take off both hands?
No, but you can spend another 2 advantage on something if you want to. Something a little less dramatic than that.
Okay, because the crit's only 1. It's critical 1, so otherwise I'd. Ugh. Can I knock the lightsaber out of the cut-off hand toward Kara?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you
Okay.
can spend all those advantage to cut off her hand and knock the lightsaber toward Kira.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Just cut off the hand in such a way that it hopefully arcs toward Kara. And, yeah, that's it. And then that's 9 damage, breach 1.
Okay. And so she...
Oh, and I do have 1 extra advantage, so I'm just going to restore a strain with that.
All right, so she is going to use improved parry on that. Take a couple of strain. All right, so she's really badly hurt now. And she actually kind of falls to the ground on one knee while the lightsaber goes flying off toward Kira and lands just the hand just right beside it. But
Improved parry? Am I muted?
no, it's parry. She just parried it.
Oh, because if you was improved parry with that despair, it was
I'm
going to
sorry.
hit Andon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is improved parry. Sorry.
Okay, because then you could make that hit Andon.
Okay, you're right. So Andon is going to take a hit from her then.
So what? The lightsaber hits him.
I think it's his attack, but I don't remember for sure.
So you don't do any damage?
No, I think I
You
still
take
hit
your own
her.
attack.
I take my own attack too.
Oh
Where's-
boy! Plus all the crits?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, may hit the attacker
those.
once. No, when parrying, you can hit the attacker once with lightsaber, brawl, or melee weapon. So it's the Inquisitor that gets to do it.
Oh, okay.
So, what kind of defenses do you have?
I have adversary 2. I don't know if I get to use dodge on this or not.
Here's the important question: is this before or after she loses her hand and lightsaber? Because if she's just gonna
Yeah, so
kick at him,
here's how I would interpret this sequence of events is the first thing that happens is Andon gets hit, parrying, but in the course of this exchange, Andon immediately comes back and lops the hand off.
Okay. And it says the hit deals the weapon's base damage plus any damage from applicable talents or abilities. So it's there's not a roll for her. It's just however much her lightsaber does.
Okay, so that is going to be. Well, let me go ahead and I'm going to roll, but
just to see what the number is.
6. Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
Good thing you didn't roll, huh?
And be losing a hand too.
That's all right. Whew.
all right.
And he's going to use 2 strain to take a second maneuver to pop a stim pack because he was at his wound threshold. So
Oh shit, she gets to go again though, but she loses the lightsaber.
she loses the
right?
lightsaber, which is right over by you.
Okay.
how much damage? Can
That's
she
all
do
from
on a
Andon.
Okay. All right.
He's going to be like, there, surrender, and we actually won't kill you. Then jam himself in the thigh with some kind of potion.
I'm sure I'm okay.
All right. So she screams and jumps up onto one hand, like jumps up with her feet up in the air with one hand still connected to the ground, and she kicks at Andon, trying to knock him off the bridge. While Andon's fumbling around with the pack.
Stim pack.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to roll this one manually.
I am definitely going to use dodge.
Okay.
I need to see how many ranks that I have. I have 2. So I get to spend 2 more strain. And so now her attack is upgraded 4 times.
Okay. So that's going to be
3 despairs.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the roll here. We're only just going to see if she successfully kicks him and knocks him off balance. What in the world was that?
A 3, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, I'm also going to use a destiny point.
You're also going to use a destiny point?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you properly roll that?
Okay, here we go.
Woo!
So she just misses, but she does manage to brush Andon just enough with those advantages that he kind of falls over toward the edge, and he's like hanging on the edge about halfway now.
Kind of just the arms and chest above.
So do we have Eric yet?
No.
I haven't seen him.
Still no sign of Eric. Okay. We will go to the next PC slot then, which I guess let's go ahead and. Do you want to go ahead and do Kira's, or do you want to switch back over for a while and then come back to Kira later?
We can do this just blurb thing right now for them.
Tense moment as Andon screams.
Yeah, and Kara's just gonna like scream, like scared, shocked. Oh my gosh. She's how close is the lightsaber to her?
It's like right at her feet.
Can she kick it into the lava?
Yes, you can use a maneuver to kick it into the lava without having to make a
Taylor's
check.
shaking his head at me.
It's not easy to get good lightsabers.
It's evil.
So you do the purify stuff with it.
Kara doesn't know that.
Well, yeah, but come on.
All right, so
Or give it to someone who's not force sensitive.
We got the other guy too.
So what kind of check would that be? Just a maneuver?
It's just a maneuver. You spend a maneuver, and that thing is falling down into the lava.
Yeah, and Kara's going to. Can't really. Could she hold her lightsaber out in front of her at the Inquisitor, and like I don't know if to her neck would be appropriate,
Okay.
but can Kara kind of circle around her to help Andon up?
Okay. Okay, so I think I know what
Oh.
you're wanting to do. You're wanting to just try to kind of hold her at bay with some
Yeah.
kind of an action, and then use a second maneuver, which you'll have to spend 2 strain on to pull Andon
Okay.
back. So yeah, so let's do a. This is going to still be a lightsaber check, but what you're trying to accomplish
Okay.
with it is not damaging her, but just keeping her, kind of pushing her away. And
What if I use draw closer to push her away? Can you do that?
You could use draw closer on me and then just not hit me.
Oh,
that's true.
Or just use force power move.
no, that's too tricky.
Well, then just use draw closer.
All right, fine. I'll
Just
use
yank me
draw
back up.
closer on Andon.
Just hurls me into the ground next to
Okay,
her.
yeah, so Andon
Force
kind of
healing.
gets thrown back onto the ground over here with the draw closer move.
Oh, I didn't do a.
Oh, yeah, you still have to make the lightsaber
Difficulty.
check.
Yeah.
What
At least-
difficulty
So
would
it's
that
gonna
be?
2
2
purple.
purple.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh my gosh,
Well,
I'm
you might
terrible.
want to roll
Sorry,
your
guys.
lightsaber skill there too. Oh my gosh.
That doesn't
You should have
seem
kept
right.
the first roll.
So,
So you can spend the dark side pips for successes, right?
yes. And you
Mm,
even have 2 more dark side pips to spend if you want.
no.
So you're not
After-
going to pull me up?
After the whole thing with decapitating somebody, hold on. Don't I have a way that I can re-roll a lightsaber check? Could have sworn I did.
Andon could die right here, right now, and you're not scared. You're not angry.
You freaked out because somebody talked about pop, but you're not going to use a...
Ooh. Spend 3 advantage on a missed lightsaber combat check to immediately perform move force power action as a maneuver.
Okay.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can.
So,
Can I pick up Andon with the force?
well,
Well, you
first,
still have to roll the
first
the
you have
move
to roll
power.
your force die. Do you have one? I thought you had 3. Do you have one of them committed to something right now?
Yeah, she's got
Yes.
sense like Andon does.
Yeah.
So if I have 6, if I can spend 3 advantage on a missed lightsaber check, can I spend 6 advantage and try it twice?
No, because you're out of maneuvers at that point.
Yeah. The only 2 maneuvers.
Wow, okay, so I look like a freaking idiot.
Or you can just use the destiny point and not kill me.
Fine, I'll use the destiny point, not kill you.
It's not like you're accruing 10 conflict for saving your brother.
But I am taking conflict.
Well, you get 1. Big deal.
Bam.
Okay.
Nobody gets to kill my brother but me.
So what do you
Yeah.
what do you want to do with it? You're going to have to spend 1 of those for the power and 1 for the range. You potentially could spend 2 more. Well, no, you're going to have to spend 3 because he's because of his size.
Okay.
Well, I'm within short range of her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's isn't it close range, the initial?
No,
range?
close range is
Okay.
only for space. It's
All right. So it's a 2 cost then.
Okay, then yeah, Kara's gonna do that, and she's also going. Can she ask the Inquisitor how she knows anything about her family? Like, how dare you? Who are you? Come on, you're a bad guy. Do your epic monologue before reinforcements come and you get taken away by the rebellion.
She says
Come on.
we know much about your family and this place, Kira.
You don't know crap about my family. I don't even know crap about my family half the time.
And with that, we go to the next PC slot.
Dis bitch.
oh,
All right. So this is what things look like in Foundry 4 right now.
we're also there.
I don't know how y'all are in Foundry 4. Hang on.
Because that's from last time, I think.
Yeah, so let's get the right people in Foundry 4. All right.
Dancel is in fact there twice.
So you've got a lot of things going on the floor of Foundry 4 right now. One of the things that's happening as stormtroopers are hitting the ground is that you notice that this suspension bridge that's over the lava there, it's beginning to collapse, and there are several engineers that are sliding along it that are very quickly going to fall off into the lava. There are a group of about 10 stormtroopers that are right here, and they're making their way toward the center of this assembly area. They're carrying some kind of a heavy blaster, and they're getting ready to take they're getting ready to get it set up. Then you've got about 3 Foundry 4 troopers that have fallen in blaster fire and that are kind of pinned right behind here. All of them look like they've taken some pretty heavy casualties. These are just things you notice. There's tons of other things that are going on right now. Then you see another pair of a set of troopers that looks like they're carrying some kind of heavy thermal detonators that are around in here. They're headed down toward the command center. And so, yeah, that's what's... Oh, one more thing. You see there's kind of a tunnel that leads off about right here into the lava, and you see along this tunnel here, into this tunnel, you see what looks like the shadow of something that's carrying a lightsaber. And you could just make it out that it's some kind of a orange type hue that's making its way down the corridor. And with that, I can review those with you if you want, but if you have questions. But with that, we can have a PC slot go now.
Dibs.
Go for it. Go right ahead.
Okay. First of all, since this is in fact the final session, I'm gonna go ahead and do my my know-it-all and my what was the other one called?
Your know-it-all and your what?
Gosh, I can't remember the name. I'm looking for the name off the top of my head. The one that has me roll a knowledge check and I get a bunch of boost die that I can distribute.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. You don't have any skill levels in knowledge?
Oh, I hit the wrong one.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that. Yeah, there we go. That looks better.
Okay. So that gives me two boost die that I can distribute. So I'm gonna give one of those to IG and one of those to Nada as I, point out over at the ones that are falling down down the bridge and or you know what? Maybe all that stuff you shared, I just kind of shout that out.
Okay. Okay.
And then let's see. And then that one is for the one triumph I can give out per encounter. I'm going to give that to Cribben.
Okay.
For the mass combat check.
All right.
And then I'm going to say, you guys handle that. I'll make sure this guy doesn't get in here. And take off running towards this tunnel here. withdrawing a blaster and vibroblade.
Okay. So we'll put Danzel, we'll move Danzel over to about right there as he's moving toward the tunnel. And we'll go to the next PC's turn. Hello, anybody there?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I don't think Nata should go a little bit towards the end to kind of clean up.
Okay. In that case, G's gonna right there, and does that put me in short range of everybody up here?
Of these troopers that are trying to set up the heavy blaster?
And with the thermal detonator over here?
Yes, it does.
All right, so if I activate auto fire, I can catch that whole group there.
Okay. So we're gonna
Is that
we're gonna do 2 purple difficulty on this check.
okay?
Well, and then with whatever up, you're gonna have I think, an upgrade on the auto fire. I should know how that works by now.
It's an increase, not an upgrade. It's just 3 purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And 2 strain as well. To true aim and this. All right, so 3 purple. Any setbacks or anything?
No.
Okay.
And you do have that boost die.
Yes. All right. Okay, I believe that sets it for. Let me go ahead and do. All right. Here we go.
Gee.
All right.
All right. So activate auto fire. I think.
Okay, you can actually activate
Yeah.
that twice.
Jeez.
So I will do that. And gun crew first, and then the guys lugging around the. Actually, explosives first.
Okay.
I can deal with a gun a little better than thermal detonators. So
Okay.
you said there was like 2 of them lugging around a big case.
Yeah, it was more like 3 or 4, but you're gonna take all of those out with those 2 auto fires.
All right.
Yeah, because you're doing 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh my god.
So between
Right.
those 2 with Pierce 2, and so that's that you just mow down the ones that have the thermal detonators.
All right. And it's happened to spill off the platform.
Does what?
The box they were carrying around with all the detonators, do they just kind of drop them where they are, or they fall off the platform, or?
They just kind of all fall around in this area.
Okay.
They're not close enough to the lava for it to really fall into the lava.
Okay, now what about the guys with a heavy blaster? They're still assembling it. They won't be able to fire this turn, right?
No, they won't. They're still assembling.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for me.
All right. So while that's happening, IG's had to kind of move out into the open, and that means that the troopers he's exposing himself to fire. So we're going to simulate that fire real quick here.
Said he was smart.
What's that?
So nobody ever said he was a smart droid.
It takes an awful lot for fire to even hurt him, so
Ooh.
that might do it, but
That's gonna hurt, yeah.
15 points with a crit.
Okay.
if IG goes out shooting, I'm going to be incredibly sad.
Wait, is IG about to die? No. Okay,
I
that's what
don't think
thought.
so.
No, but
No, but if he just keeps standing there and getting shot like K2,
God, no!
as if Courtney wasn't emotional enough today.
I took 5 points of damage. I think I'm okay.
Well, what if you get a high crit?
Yeah, that would suck. Well, I've got durable. Good. That's what
Powered
that is,
garbage.
right?
Yeah, how many ranks of durable do you have?
Let me check real quick.
15.
I wish. 2.
Okay, so you can't get crit too badly.
Minus 20.
AFK for a moment. I gotta get the laundry.
Okay.
All right, now I forget where this is on
There's
critical injuries. How about that?
Yeah, there's a separate tab.
Yeah. All right.
Wow. Good thing you had that offset.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
You go again.
It is K2 all over again.
So this time 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 points again.
All right, so I'll take 5 of that.
Yeah, so IG just kind of gets knocked back by all of this blaster fire, and he starts pushing back forward, and he gets hit yet again. But he's just like this unstoppable machine that keeps advancing on these troopers that are desperately trying to get this heavy blaster set up.
I got something for them later.
All right. So we've got. I'm not going to run any of these 3 PC slots here, so we've got 2 more PC turns before we're done, and I think since we don't have Cribben yet, then it's going to be Nada's turn.
Okie dokie. So IG is handling the weapon setup.
Right.
Dancel's run down after a after a lightsaber man. Oh, what else do we have going on? Just to refresh my memory.
You've got crew members that are sliding down a bridge that's broken and suspended over the lava, and you've got crew members that are suspended, that are pinned down and injured back behind some machinery and things in the component factory.
Okay. Well, damn, Cribben isn't here, so what would it take to try and rally some of our jetpacked friends to maybe airlift a couple of those engineers to safety?
Okay, that would be a leadership check. And there's a couple of Mandos that are kind of a little bit shocked, kind of in shock now. I don't know if you remember, but they kind of floated up and held off the Imperials for quite a long time at the end of the last session, and before they finally got driven back. And there are a couple of them around that you might be able to kind of whip into shape and get them moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna find those guys and do that, and see if I can get them to get some of those engineers to safety.
Okay, I'll tell you what, you can make a medicine check on this, trying to get 2 of them set where they can fly over and try to help those engineers. And
Okay.
you can make a medicine check for this. What you're really trying to do is just kind of get them to get back to consciousness again more than anything else. And we are going to
Snap out of it, soldier.
We're going to make that a hard check, and I'm also going to spend a dark side point on it. So that'll be 1 red and 2 purple.
Dun dun dun.
All right, well, I'm going to use Master Doctor. I will suffer 2 strain and decrease the difficulty of the med check by 1.
Okay.
You also have the boost die.
So then it'll only be, I think, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I'm rolling if I reduce it by 1. So 1 red, 1 purple?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you successfully get them activated, and you can also use that triumph for something if you like.
I don't know. Would it potentially give them an extra stimming so that they can really get back into the fight and
Be a little.
and get those people ASAP?
Yeah. So they're going to be able. Not only are they going to come to, but they're going to be able to move really quickly now. And you see them kind of launching across through the air over the battle, heading toward these engineers that are pinned down over at the component factory. Hopefully they'll make it back on the next turn, or at least be able to push some of that pinning fire off of them for now.
Oh, Matt, I meant to rescue people from falling off the bridge.
Oh,
since they have jetpacks, they could easily grab a couple.
Oh,
people.
okay. So they actually get that done. They actually grab them and they're pulling them back into safety now. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then once that's done, I think Nata will probably try to see if they'll escort her to the component.
Yeah. So they kind of grab her, one under each arm, and and actually they're going to go down under the bridges to avoid fire. But there's a couple of stray blaster bolts that are going to get directed at Nada during that process.
I don't know if dodge would work here.
And so, but they miss.
Whew.
They miss. She kind of has to swing around a little bit to try to stay out of the fire, and that gives her. She incurs about 4 strain in that process. But she does not. She doesn't take any wounds or anything like that.
Whew.
All right. So Eric,
Nada got airlifted to the starship component.
Yes, you'll get to the starship component on the next turn.
Okay.
So I guess we still don't have Eric. Boy, that's a shame to miss him tonight, but he's logged into Roll20, so I don't know what to do about it.
Is Cribbin on the comms trying to see where the rebellion's at?
That's exactly what he's doing, is trying to figure out where they are, but he's just banging on them like he can't get any information. Like it's they've all gone dead or getting jammed or something like that. Looks very frustrated.
All right, I have a question, Matt.
Sure.
This area
Yes.
right here, is there a point of entry?
Uh,
We're clear back in the rest of these?
No, they've kind of landed all around in here, and they're kind of flowing through here. Some of them working their way toward the command center, where you've got some command and control infrastructure set up.
Okay.
And there's more coming. I mean, haven't even described everything that's going on at all. It's complete chaos right now.
So their point of entry is to the north?
Yeah, they're coming. They're landing all along through here and through here, coming off the edges of the building,
Okay.
repelling and that sort of thing. Yeah.
So this whole big room we're in opens pretty much straight upward, right?
It's like this shaft that goes straight up. This illustration here isn't really the way I visualize it. It's just wide open,
Okay.
where they can come straight down the shaft. All right, so we are going to end this turn. We're going to make a mass combat check, and I can roll the pool since we don't have Eric, or if somebody else wants to volunteer, you can do it as well.
I mean, if you tell me what to roll, I can roll it.
All right, yeah. So go ahead. We're gonna.
It's leadership, right?
No, it's you use the mass combat dice pool.
Oh goodness, I have no idea what that is.
You're just going to build a dice pool.
It's one of the. You can build it on your character sheet if you want to instead. So just clear out your character sheet's dice pool, and then you're going to. We're going to put a 4 purple dice in. Actually, we're going to put 2 purple dice and 2 red dice. That represents the strength of the Imperial forces right now and the leadership that they have. Then we're going to put, what's Cribbin's leadership? Let's look on his character sheet.
He gets to use cool.
Oh, he uses
Oh,
cool.
I'm not muted. He gets to use cool for those.
Okay.
So 3 yellow, 1 green.
Okay. So actually, no, for this one, it's just going to be 2 yellow because we're down to a 2 strength force right now. So it's 2 yellow.
So 2 yellow, 2 green.
No, just 2 yellow. That's it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what does he have? He has 3 yellow?
He has 3 yellow and 1 green.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So
that'll be 2 yellow and a green, I guess.
2 yellow and 1 green, yes.
Anything else I'm rolling?
No, that's it. There's a lot of crazy things that are going on that we could add boost and setback for, but they balance each other out, basically. So
Okay.
Cribben has a triumph, does
Right. He's
Mhm.
gonna add
He
a triumph.
does.
you can add a triumph to that check if you want.
Okay, yeah, I think we should. So just roll the pool.
Yes.
Woo.
Okay, so you managed to kind of hold them off. Things aren't getting worse just yet. Although they're still coming in, you're kind of standing your own against them as the troopers continue to pour into Foundry 4. And with that, we're going to start another turn and another PC slot.
Do we want to go again, Andon?
Yeah.
Do we want to do our scene
Yeah, let's continue
wipe?
disabling this goon.
All right, Andon, get yourself situated. I'll attack her.
Yeah, you did draw closer to me, right? So I'm over here.
Yeah.
No, you
Okay.
did a force move.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I think
so I
was-
just picked you up.
That was just enough to get you pulled up onto the bridge, and you're prone right now.
Yeah. So Kara's got her with the lightsaber, and she also said a thing about, like, I don't know who you are, how you know anything about my family, but I'm getting to think you don't actually know anything about us, because if you did, you'd know better than to mess with the Corellians family. Okay. And then Andon said something about Grand's wooden spoon, because old people.
Yeah.
So Kara is going to ask again how she knows about us before using draw closer. So give her, can I give her a second to answer, or?
Sure, yeah. She says the Inquisitor archives have much information about the Sith and the Jedi during the Clone Wars. This was a point of interest for both of them.
Funny, how would you know anything about my grandfather? He doesn't even have the same last name as us. I think she's lying.
And she's
I think she's lying.
and she just kind of looks at you cleverly, and she says, we're talking about the Jedi Knight Avon Krell's here."
All right, that's it. All right, draw closer time. What's the difficulty on that?
It's the base
Re-red?
difficulty's 2 purple, but I don't know if you have to alter that any with the talent.
Well, no, I didn't know she has adversary.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It's adversary 3, so it's going to be 2 red and 1 purple.
Okay. I am going to use a destiny point.
Don't.
What?
Don't, because then you can't use it on the force power side later if you need to. If you use a destiny point on the chat, you can't use it to flip pips, because there's only one. I still need to see if that's true
It's
in
okay.
Force and Destiny.
It's okay.
Okay.
Kara's
I'm gonna
trusting
look
in the
that up.
Force.
That up.
I'm going to. Are there any setbacks or anything?
No, in fact, she's on the ground, so you actually get a couple of boost die.
Sweet. All right, let's see here. Do I have anything else I can use? I thought I had. Oh, I guess not. Okay, then we're gonna roll this lightsaber check.
Okay.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right.
And I'm going 8, 9, 10, 17 damage. I mean, I could critter, but...
So the only question that remains here is, how do you want to go about killing her? Because she
Do
will
I
die
have
from
to
this
kill her?
attack. No, you don't. You can just leave her disabled.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right. So you managed to just slice off the other arm completely, and she just falls back against the wall over here, and she's unconscious, but clearly still alive.
Also, I just want to make a point that I didn't use the dark side, so Kara looked really cool doing that because she wasn't angry or anything. It was just like real, like calm. She did it.
She's learned something. She's learned something about sparing life and treasuring it, even if it's something as wicked as this.
Well, she's evil, but
Yeah.
All right, lady. I'm gonna give you another chance to talk.
Now, she's unconscious now.
Oh, can I wake her up?
No.
All right, fine. Can I search her? Can I dig through her like possessions?
Yeah, you've got just a moment to do that. But,
all right, cool.
But you don't see anything interesting on her.
A data pad, a holocom.
Nope, nothing like that.
All right. Andon, do we want to go and destroy that thing?
Well, if we're trying to run the Imperials off, if we win the battle, we won't have to destroy the thing.
No, we should destroy this thing. We can't risk it falling into anyone else's hands.
Yeah, I guess let's go back in there and look around at least, make sure Corbin Dare's corpse isn't in there.
No, he's not.
If he got all the information he could, I don't know. I feel like
he's told you he's got all the information he could, but this discussion is really kind of becoming moot on this next NPC turn because there's some stray cannon fire that's come out of orbit or something that's hit Spire 32, and it is shaken. There's some rocks that are falling down off around the rim of it that are falling through the chasm and into the lava, and the ground underneath you is starting to kind of shake now. This feels really
Can I grab her?
unstable.
Yeah, you've got the brawn to carry her.
Can I carry her?
You can try to carry her, yeah.
All right.
She's lost some weight recently.
Yeah.
Can Andon dart in and get the other one's lightsaber?
For your turn, if you want to, you can try to retrieve the lightsaber. We're going to do you're
No,
going to have to do an
Andon,
athletics
no.
or coordination check.
No.
Oh, I can do that.
Andon,
I can do that.
Andon, rocks are going to fall on you, and you're going to die. Let's go.
I know, but...
What do you need a lightsaber? You have one.
So, the next guy might not.
Yeah, an evil Inquisitor's lightsaber?
Well, then I'll take that one and he can have my cutlass. I don't care.
You're not. Oh, come on, let's go.
No, I'm going to go get
it. Can you not?
No.
For you, like right now, not this tonight, Andon, please.
No. We're doing this.
All right, this is
If I could find my skills. There we go.
Take your pick, athletics or coordination, and it's going to be hard, and we're going to use the dark side and upgrade it once.
Alrighty, now I'm going to use Touch of Fate. And let's do... Nope, I'm not driving. Yeah, let's
You're
do
not
this.
driving.
There we go.
All right, so Andon manages
Good thing
to
I
go
used
in,
Touch of Fate.
and just as the cave behind him begins to collapse, he reaches the edge. But now this bridge is just shaking. It's becoming terribly unstable.
Do you want me to take a strain for the threat, or...?
Yeah, go ahead and take a strain for that.
Okay.
I had a picture that Kara was like standing on the bridge, but if she's over
Okay.
here, that's okay too.
Either way
Actually,
is fine.
1 second. I need to see if I can... I think those force pips I can use for advantage as well as success, so give me just a moment.
Oh, well, that cancels one out then.
Yeah, so that's why I want to double check before I...
Okay.
Because I don't know what increased success would mean in this case. If it mean I do it faster, or if the advantage would be better.
I would think you just did it faster. You looked cool doing it.
And yes, I will cancel out that, and I'm going to restore a couple. Well, yeah, I just whatever I can spend those as success or advantage. So whatever's going to help me get across that bridge faster, better. That's what I'm going to do.
Eric's here. At least he's on Discord now.
I'll bet he'll log in here in a second.
He's been in Roll20.
He just logged in to Discord, so.
All right. So you both manage to make your way across the bridge just as it collapses and start kind of climbing your way out. Did I hear Eric just log in? No, I didn't. Oh,
well,
no.
he's online, so.
Okay. No, I heard you in Discord on the chat. Yep. Here it comes.
See, the worst part is that he was in Roll20 the whole time. He left that browser window open or something.
Well, he was in there like much earlier today.
Oh, that's funny. We have fun on Thursday nights. You're dying. All right, so Kara's got this Inquisitor draped over her shoulders.
Yeah. And you're
carrying her like a sack of potatoes.
And you're crawling up the edge of the Spire 32.
Yo.
There he is.
The man of the hour.
Maybe.
We'll hear from him in a second, I'll bet. Let's go back over to Foundry 4. And somebody there take a turn.
Okay. What kind of action would it be to drop an item? Would that be a full maneuver?
I think it's an incidental.
What do you drop? If you drop just something that's in hand or easily reached, it's an incidental.
I was going to shrug off my my sniper rifle.
Okay. All right. So the sniper rifle goes cluttering to the pavement below you as you continue. I assume you're continuing to run toward the entrance.
Right.
Okay.
And then I was going to try and utilize my stealth suit at least once for this campaign and try and conceal myself.
Okay.
As I guess move into this tunnel.
Okay.
So what's the difficulty going to be on that?
That's a maneuver.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. We can hear you.
Is it just a straight skill check, or is there a difficulty?
To just run into the tunnel while activating your stealth suit?
Well, I mean, I don't actually have to activate it. It's a passive effect.
Okay.
But to attempt to conceal myself.
You know, I see what you're trying to do now. Yeah. Yeah, you can make a stealth check at average for that.
So is that 2?
And in fact, you get a couple of boosts because there is so much going on. It'd be really easy to miss you in this environment anyway.
Okay, so that's 2 purple and how many boosts?
2 blue. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I've also got the other boost die from the stealth suit itself. So.
All right, so you managed to just totally disappear. I mean, nobody's got any sight on you at all.
Poof.
All right, I guess I'm sneaking up on a Inquisitor.
Okay.
How close can I get to him?
You could get within short range of him. He's right at the edge of the tunnel as you come into it.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there and take the aim maneuver.
Okay.
That'll be the end of my turn here.
Okay. All right. And so that gets us to another PC turn.
All right. I'm gonna walk right up on these guys and take them out and like kick the gun over and stand on it.
Okay.
Gonna stack a wall of them up around me.
Okay.
All right. So, what I'm just gonna kind of firing as I walk toward it.
Okay.
Whatever range I start at is what.
So you'll start at medium range and move into, I guess, close range. Move through short
Okay.
and into close.
All right. That's what I'll do. Set. Away we go. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay, so without the Triumph, but with an auto fire, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 times 2, pierce 2. Without an auto fire, you manage to take out all of the troopers as you just kind of walk up toward them that are setting up the heavy placement, but you've still got the Triumph.
All right. Now, where are there any more troopers on this platform?
Not right
Or are
now.
they kind of
Not right now, but there's more advancing toward it.
okay? Did any of them make it down the
No,
center?
no, none of them have made it down. You've shut all of them off.
All right. Oh. All right. With that, what can I do with that?
Can you make a show out of it and help the mass combat by intimidating all the stormtroopers? Throw one of their helmets back at them.
Sure.
Bring more.
Yeah, like I said, he walked into a fire and kicked the gun over, and now he's going to turn around and plant himself, facing the rest of the troopers coming in from either side.
Okay.
It's organic is next.
Yeah. So we're going to give you a couple of boosts in the mass combat check on that one.
All
How
right.
about this for flavor? He grabs onto the tripod mounted one and he's bracing his other one over the barrel of the tripod mounted one. He's just like spraying them both down both pathways.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So that gets us to, let's see, IG is going to be exposed to a little bit more fire as he's doing this.
Right.
So let's do that. So there's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits from stormtroopers advancing through the platform on him after he's taken those out.
Okay, I'm going to have to find me an engineer because this is racking up pretty quick.
I hope that wasn't a Cobb prediction on my part that ends up coming true. Does IG have any sense of self-preservation?
You ever done it before?
I don't think so.
No.
So I've got him down to 1. Is that right?
I'm at 8.
8. Okay.
I've taken 5, 5, and from 22.
Okay, we've got another PC. We've still got Nada, and we've got Cribben with turns still.
Oh, hey. Can I do one more thing, please?
Sure.
I've never used this before. I want to use sidestep as a maneuver.
Okay.
So that increases difficulty by 1.
It increased my difficulty by 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll roll with that last roll. That's no problem. From here on.
So that actually takes that actually adds another threat and takes one of those successes away. So you get another point back, and we'll spend those 2 threat on strain, IG strain.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. That was the troopers firing. So that's actually going to give them a setback on the mass combat check. And that gets us to the next PC slot.
Okay, so I had to read that.
Freaking Criven! I'm sad we didn't get to play with Criven more.
Me too.
Oh, well, okay. So I arrive airlifted to the components factory.
Wait, Nada, did Amando airlift you there?
Yep.
Two Mandos did.
Oh, she's gonna be like the Mando queen.
She's gonna go get herself like a Mando rickshaw or palanquin or something.
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce palanquin. I hope I'm doing that right.
I have no idea, but it sounds right.
Palanquin.
All right, so I get there. What's the situation? Sounds bad.
The situation is that there are 3 men down, all injured. They're all conscious, but all injured. And the Mandos have now kind of set up in cover, and they're starting to return fire at the troopers that are advancing on them.
All right, I'm going to tend to those wounded.
Okay. So because you're trying to very quickly take care of several of them, we're going to make this a 4 difficulty medicine check. And also these are really adverse circumstances with blaster fire around, so that's also 2 setback dice.
All right, hold on, gotta check my sheet. Sorry, just making sure I don't have anything that can reduce that.
Not a problem.
All right, well, it looks like I'm going to be taking more strain. I'm going to reduce the difficulty by 1. And how many setback?
2.
All right. Whew.
Okay, so you managed to get all 3 of them stabilized at least, where there's no risk of them dying, at least until the Empire just totally overwhelms the place. But you're going to take a couple more strain in the process, and you've got a triumph to spend.
Ooh, okay. What can I do with this? Yeah, I'm not so sure. What can I use this for? Can I use it for specifically healing wounds? Maybe getting some of them in better shape than others?
Yeah, you could get one of them like where they're in fighting shape.
Yeah, I will get one more up there, and then see if there's anyone nearby to maybe request some backup while we evac the people we can't get up.
Okay, so you're just starting to call for backup to try to evac these people out of there. And that will be the end of your turn and get us to Cribbin. How briefed are you on what's going on right now, Eric?
Fairly. I suppose I'm in some kind of comm room attempting to contact command while everybody else is trying to repel. We're swarming.
Yes.
And
Imperials are swarming all over the place.
No reinforcements arrives, right?
No.
and no word.
You can't get anything out. All your comms are being jammed, and there's just no way of telling what's going on right now.
Gotcha.
We
Cool.
know. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you do. What's up?
Do we know a rough guesstimate of how many?
You know that they should be here with, like, the hour has arrived where they should get here, but you don't have like a timer that goes 10 minutes, 9:59, 9:58, right? That
No.
gets you down to the second, but you know this is about the time they said they were going to be here.
No, I mean how many more Imperials do we have to deal with here?
Oh, it's
Thousands?
legions more still potentially coming
crap.
in. Yeah.
And about how many are down here in the foundry with it?
There's probably at least 3 dozen or more.
Cool. Well, Crippen is not technically proficient, so he's not going to try and get the comm up if it's down. He'll only be useful if it goes back up. So I guess he'll, at risk of not contributing, just run out and join the fight.
Okay. All right, you want to shoot at some stormtroopers?
Do you have like inspiring rhetoric or anything? Maybe you can do that to help the mass combat check. That might be, I don't know,
You
more
know
up
me,
your
I got
alley.
that
And
inspiring rhetoric. I got supreme. I got improved. I don't know what.
because I mean, mechanically, it's supposed to restore strain, but I figure it could probably help the mass combat check, and way cooler of him barking orders, cape blowing an explosion wind than pew-pewing with his pistol.
Probably both. Probably not hitting anything, but it's fun to fire.
You can
Yeah,
do both
he's
if you
firing
want to.
into the fray to look cool.
You can do both if you want to.
Cool. So he'll
AFK a second.
bust out of that comm room that he's in and just grab whoever is nearest to him and kind of start barking orders.
Okay. So let's go ahead and make a leadership check against 2 purple with 3 setback dice. It's not that hard to try to communicate with people or, to convince them they need to keep fighting, but the morale is very, very low. And so the basic check isn't that hard, but because morale is so low, there's a lot of setback associated with it.
Cool. I do remove 1 black die.
And I think you've got an ability that lets you use cool instead of leadership, so it's okay to use that if you do.
Okay, cool. Will do. Oh, that's okay. Cool. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So you do hit a couple of troopers though with those advantages, so
Yay.
it's not awful. Okay, let's do another mass combat check. Who wants to do it this time? You want to try it, Eric?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go this time again with 2 purple and 2 red to represent the Imperial forces. And then 2 yellow and 1 green to represent the Rebel forces. We got 2 boost die from IG's actions. And did we pull any other?
We gave them a setback as well.
You gave them a setback, so go ahead and add 3 boost in then to the check, and I'm going to use a dark side point on the check to actually change it from 2 red and 2 purple to 3 red and 1 purple.
Roger. So our forces are 1 green, 2 yellow,
Yes.
3 blue,
Yes.
against 3 red, 1 purple, 0 black.
3 red, 1 purple. Yes.
Cool. I'll go ahead and use a lead side point.
Okay.
Good idea.
Now's the time.
So that's our standard forces: 3 yellow and 3 blue after having spent the light side point. Now,
Yes.
how does my cool affect that?
It's already calculated in. Do you have a two score in cool?
Cool's at 3.
score.
3. Oh, we did it wrong last time. So you can actually add a green into this check.
Yeah, fuck yeah, okay.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Okay, so everybody continues to fight valiantly, and this goes on and on for minute after minute. Nada manages to get brought back into safety along with the troopers that she had and the 2 Mandos. The stormtroopers, you continue to hold off for minute after minute after minute. It just seems like an eternity is passing, but then finally, you hear this familiar sound of AT-ATs crunching along the top of the rim.
Oh gosh.
And you see 2 of them you can just see their heads kind of pointing down into Foundry 4. And your forces up on the surface are engaged off somewhere else. There's no air support at all to come in and help with these at all. And as they're aiming at about that same time, this tunnel that Danzel ran into, there's this massive explosion that just comes out of it, smoke and fire and all kinds of stuff. And now you can kind of see the bolts, the blaster bolts beginning to form on the edges of each of those AT-ATs. And then the time comes for them to fire, but they don't fire. Instead, they explode, each of them almost simultaneously. And at about the same time, you hear like an open comm that's like coming across every single open communication channel. You hear a signal coming through the channel, and the signal is this authoritative Mon Calamarian voice, and the signal says, "This is the Alliance ship Home 1 transmitting to the Imperial forces on Foundry 4. Your command ships have been disabled and your forces on the surface are surrounded. Surrender now and you'll be treated fairly by the Alliance. Fight and you will die." And immediately all of the people in Foundry 4 that are fighting with you, the Mandos, everybody that's there, the engineers, the fighters, everybody just begins to shout. And the troopers just kind of don't know what to do. They just kind of stop and back up and start dropping their weapons and holding their hands up in surrender. And from here, it's going to be a very, very easy job to take prisoners and keep Foundry 4 secure. And just a few moments after, by the way, those 2 walkers blew up, you see these shadows. A couple of them are Corellian corvettes that come passing over the top of Foundry 4, and then one of those Hammerhead corvettes comes just at a really low flyby, like only a matter of a few meters above it, as it's kind of banking. And before long, there are rebel troopers that come in support. They're all over the floor of Foundry 4. Both Kira and Andon have managed to get out and find their way back to Foundry 4. They get out of Spire 32 and find their way back. And so, yeah, it's looks like the cavalry arrived just in time.
Woo! How are things over here, you guys? Jowly.
Damn.
Wait, why is Danzel rolling crits?
Oh, the first one was wrong.
Oh crap! You lost a limb.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Jeez.
Well, you get to make one.
3 years and I don't think any of us have lost a limb.
So
Well, that's not Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody loses a limb like in every Star Wars movie. It's like almost a trope.
Or a dad.
Yeah, or a limb or a
Or
dad.
both.
Or both, yeah.
Or a dad's limb.
Yeah, or their dad chops off their limb.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of variations on it. But at any rate, some of the rebel troopers that have come down out of orbit come up to Cribben a few moments later, and they introduce themselves. They say that we're part of Gravity Company. We're old buddies of Danzel. Defected at about the same time from the Empire as he did. Can you tell us where he is? We'd like to say hello to him.
Cool. Cribben's a mess. His hair's everywhere. He's real sweaty. Do I know where Danzel is?
No, you don't.
Cool. Good to see you boys finally made it. I haven't a clue where Danzel is. I'd love to find him as well.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
Yeah, where did Danzel go?
Average
He
perception
went to the
check.
mysterious tunnel.
Oh, well, cool.
Did IG's last location by any chance?
Missed part of that question, Brad. I'm sorry.
Did IG see him moving toward that tunnel?
No, you really didn't see him. I mean, we know out of character that he went into the tunnel because of what he said,
Right.
but IG has no idea.
He was focused on other things.
Yeah, he was trying to dodge blaster bolts and take down stormtroopers at the time.
Rolled.
Yeah, so you can't find any sign of Danzel. That Triumph, you do find his sniper rifle lying on the floor about right here.
Did Andon and Kara get back?
Yes, they did.
All right. Can we help? If we're looking for him?
Yeah, anybody that
Do you
wants to
do
can
seek?
make perception rolls.
I can do seek. I can uncommit my force die,
Yeah.
and I will open myself to the force.
Okay.
Don't tell me he's like wedged somewhere.
I will not.
Have you rolled a single light side point?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Kara's not going to use those. Sorry. She's feeling calmer, so, Can I do a perception check?
Yeah, you can do a perception check.
What difficulty would that be?
Average.
It's 2.
You got all the time you want, so.
Unbelievable.
But there's still so much chaos.
Yeah. All right. Where's everyone else at? Where's Nada? Where's IG? Can we? Also, I'm carrying a person.
Yeah, can
She's
we?
like missing an arm.
Well, I was about to ask for handcuffs, but that's not going to work.
Foot cuffs.
Sedatives.
Yeah. Hey, Nada. I'm gonna go try and find Nada while carrying this lady.
Okay.
Nada's probably going to be at whatever is stationed as the infirmary. Poor Dr. Reese.
Hey, Nada.
Nada is probably surrounded by bleeding people.
Okay. Kara's gonna.
Another one? Just put her over there.
No. She's mine. I just
Nada
wonder if you
is
have some
confused.
sedatives to keep her knocked out.
There's not nearly
Prisoner.
enough to go around, but
She's a prisoner, so.
why don't you just and Nada finally sees that she doesn't have an arm or a hand, so cuffs not gonna be a thing.
So wait, is one arm gone and one hand is gone?
Yeah. Andon was a little more surgical.
Cuff her legs together.
Yeah, we cuff her but she's kind of evil.
Yeah, having her pass out is good so she doesn't force lightning anybody or something.
With what, her stumps?
Yeah, the whole point of
So
I didn't realize the somatics were a big part of that.
Yeah.
Nada's gonna look at Kira, look at the unconscious lady and say, is that the and kind of motion off lightsabery.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, you should have said that before.
And Andon's going to try and use sense where Danzel was last seen.
And then, Nada will give horse tranks
Okay.
and administer that to the unconscious force user. And if she wakes up, anytime within the next 48 hours, I'd be surprised.
All right, thank you. I'm just gonna go carry her back.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah. So go ahead, Andon. If you've got Seek, you can use it.
Do you have Seek?
I have
thought you.
sense, but that lets me detect living
Okay.
things within short range, so I figured it'd be worth a shot.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Oh, well, you're busy dealing with the prisoner,
Well,
so
now
I'm
I'm back.
trying to help. If I fail, you can do it. You have better range than me anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have enough pips to sense anything.
She might.
All right,
I
so
could.
so Kira picks up on something, and she follows this kind of trail of where she's sensing something that seems like it's Danzel, up through these tunnels and up onto the surface. And there's about 3 rebel troopers that are standing, kind of looking at this place where it looks like there's a couple of like landing gear imprints in the sand, but there's nothing sitting in them.
Okay.
And the troopers say, "Did you see what happened to it?"
Happened to what?
There was a TIE hunter that was here like 5 minutes ago, and it's gone now.
Okay.
We went over here to deal with trying to help some people out to pull some rubble off of one of your vehicles, and when we came back, the hunter was gone.
Where's Danzel?
They just kind of look at you and say, "Who's Danzel?"
That one guy. I don't actually know what Danzel really looks like.
Oh, if I ever see him again, I'm going to smack him.
That guy, Danzel. She points to a picture. She explains what Danzel looks like.
And
Kind of old Arcanian.
Yeah, just Danzel.
and they
Kind
just
of-
they don't have any idea what you're talking
Well,
about.
TIE Hunter, that's not good.
Okay, so
Hey, Andon, what's a TIE Hunter?
The kind with the wings that open and close, because they got real jealous of X-Wings.
okay, so
Okay.
They're usually used by important people. So
all right, everybody settle in now. We're going to have a little narrative, and then we'll pick up shortly after that.
All right.
Over the course of the next few days, you sort out the prisoners, you manage to get Foundry 4 packed up, and you take off for the planet Soshu, which is a nearby planet that's somewhat off the beaten path of the local hyperspace routes, but not so far that if you know how to, you can navigate to it. Perfect hiding place for a repair facility. And the Rebellion has set Foundry 4 up with everything they need to provide the support that they need in the future. There's also another interesting thing that happens as you take off for Soshu in the Wayward Spirit. As you check in on Danzel's room looking for him, you find that none of his stuff is in there. It's just like completely empty, and you're not quite sure what's happened there. So it's become late in the evening, and Kira has headed off to her quarters to retire. And when she gets to her quarters, she finds a note sitting on the bed in her room.
Okay.
The note says,
Creepy.
"Kira, I hope you don't mind. I went to your grandmother's home and asked if I could take this and bring it to you. I told her I was a friend. She said she had been waiting for this day and handed it to me, though she seemed a little tearful about it. We both knew, however, that the right time has come. This now belongs to you." And beside the note is this object. It's an object you now know to be a holocron that had been sitting in your grandmother's home all the way throughout your youth. You didn't know what it was then, but you do now. And there's this slot that's on the bottom of it that seems to match closely the item that you found on the bridge back in Spire 32.
Okay. I'm gonna pop it in. Who wrote this?
Who wrote what?
The note.
Oh, I'm sorry. The end of the note says Enid.
Oh, he remembered me. Finally, a boy remembers me.
This might be the first boyfriend you introduced to Gran Gran.
No, I introduced Tao.
The hologram pops up, and you see a man that's really familiar. He's familiar in part because he was the one you saw that was killed on the bridge in your vision that you had at the beginning of this adventure. A young Jedi.
Yeah.
And he also seemed otherwise familiar to you for reasons that you couldn't really quite put your finger on at the time of the vision.
Yeah, Kara met Gran Pop when he was older.
Yeah.
Like right before the Clone Wars. So she probably didn't recognize a young one.
So she sees him. So I'm some of my timing may be off on the story here. So if that's
okay.
the case, I apologize.
That's fine.
And he says, "Hello, Kira." And instead of detailing what happens at this point, I want to just kind of leave a bookmark here for Courtney or for Taylor or for both of you to come back later and tell whatever kind of story you want to about the conversation that follows. But suffice it to say, at this point, she's got a chance to speak at length with the gatekeeper of this holocron, and to kind of exchange information, explain what's happened, all of those kinds of things.
Okay.
About a week later, Foundry 4 has settled onto Soshu, and it's more or less set up. It's in a better position than ever now to provide logistical support to the Alliance. And tonight, there is a huge party that's taking place in a nearby forest clearing. You can hear the sound of music, you can hear fireworks and laughter floating up this small hill where the quarters and a main building are located. But before going down to the party, the gatekeeper of Kira's holocron has asked to speak to all of you as a group. And so you've assembled in a room, and the holocron is kind of sitting in the middle. And the holocron activates, and an image of its gatekeeper projects itself upward. It appears about the same size in this projection as a normal human male. So it's like somebody standing in the room talking to you.
Wow.
And he looks at all of you and he says, "Thank you for coming." He says, "My name is Avon Krells. I am the gatekeeper of this hologram and the namesake of Kira and Andon's late grandfather. Years ago, as a Jedi Knight, Avon served the Republic in the Clone Wars. Over the course of the war, the Jedi Council began to pick up on rumors that the Confederation was on the brink of discovering a massive network of ancient archaeological sites that could provide their leader, Count Dooku, with enough artifacts to turn him into the most powerful dark side user ever known. Avon was tasked with the task of disrupting this project. His adventures ultimately led him to Zorn and the planetarium that you discovered below this world. He knew the planetarium might ultimately lead the Confederacy to artifacts that would yield power unlike anything the Jedi had ever encountered. When Republic forces struck the world in the first battle of Zorn during the Clone Wars, so did he. Believing it was his destiny to destroy or capture the planetarium, he fought his way in. But the Count was way ahead of him, and waiting for him in the planetarium because he had foreseen this move. They fought, but Avon was no match for a Sith Lord. He was killed, believing that his destiny would never be fulfilled. But now I know that he was wrong. The Force has called Kira and Andon, and along with them, all of you, to finish what he started that day, to complete the task I had begun, and to save countless worlds from the destruction that would be wrought from these artifacts. In the hands of the Alliance, in the hands of the Empire, these artifacts that would be discovered through this map would have spelled certain doom. But now the Alliance has an opportunity to change that. And he's going to go on from there, but we're going to kind of stop his speech there. And as you make your way down now to the hill and to the party, you're each going to get kind of one more little vignette or two. And as this is happening, what I imagine is you're still thinking about his words. So I imagine this is kind of like a voiceover in a movie where while all these things are happening, you're hearing him continue to speak to you. And I'm going to put those voiceovers into the chat as we move forward. So you're all down at this party now. There's people everywhere. All of the people that you met at Foundry 4 there. There are Alliance dignitaries that are present. A huge celebration. And I'll just kind of let each of you tell me what you're doing as you move into the party.
Andon is finding the other fighter pilots from Home 1 or whatever forces came up against the Imperials, and he's doing the whole gesturing out dogfights with his hand and kind of documenting the space battle and going through the shuttles and blowing up the general or the leader of the ground forces, things like that, and just talking shop with all the other pilots.
Okay, yeah. And they are all just kind of gathering around and listening just like really intently as he just continues to go on and on with his stories. And what about somebody else?
Nata would be, mingling about, specifically kind of checking up on people that, she helped, saved, and otherwise patched up after the battle, see how they're doing, and that kind of stuff.
Okay. So while Nata is doing this, she kind of catches, I don't know if you remember, but there's this Reese Vendor who was the good-looking doctor that worked on Foundry 4. She kind of sees him out of the corner of his eye, and he's got a couple of women that came off of the Home 1 that are kind of talking to him. They kind of act like they're flirting with him a little bit. And he just kind of catches her out of the corner of his eye, and he you hear him say, "Excuse me," and he kind of steps past the two of them and comes walking up to Nata and says, "This is really embarrassing, but I don't really know how to dance." I'm wondering if you might could teach me.
You might could teach me. She kind of like gently barbs him.
He says,
I could,
"It's true.
mate."
It's true." And he looks really embarrassed. He says, "I'm
damn
sorry.
true.
I'm not very good at this."
First time for everything, isn't there? I mean, this is your first time being a hero. I guess a dance can't hurt.
All right, very good. So, and he starts kind of asking you, what happens first? How does this happen? And those kinds of things. All right, so who's next?
What's IG doing?
Did any of those Mandos come with us by any chance?
Yes, they did.
All right, I'm gonna go find the Mandos.
Okay. So they're kind of celebrating and about half intoxicated already by the time you get there.
Did their leader make it out?
Yes, he did. He did.
Okay, good.
Nam Beora made it out, as did his daughter, who both fought in the battle.
Oh yes, I would be very happy to have seen them at some point too.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go find Nam and talk shop a little bit.
Okay.
Much as a droid's gonna talk shop, but he's really gonna start asking about a pendant group of warriors and stuff like that. And yeah, the concept of mercenaries, he doesn't understand. He's going to learn more about the Mandos.
Okay. And so they're kind of explaining, well, we get paid money and we go fight for people, at least if we halfway believe in their cause. We could use somebody like you. You ever get tired of the Alliance, come join us.
He says, don't have any use for money, but I'm sure that fight for the Separatist anymore.
Okay, and I missed the last part after don't fight for the Separatist anymore.
Or the Alliance.
Oh, okay. All right. What's Kira up to in all this?
I think Kara is probably kind of standing off to the side. I think she's like, I picture her looking at her necklace, like holding it in her hands, this like emotional thing, like this is her family heirloom, and now she has another family heirloom, and she looks at it, and then she puts the necklace back on, and then she's just gonna go and mingle with people, give Nada a hug, shake Cribben's hand, tell a bad joke about Andon when he was a kid to all the pilots to embarrass him.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so everybody's just laughing and celebrating, and that even your bad jokes, they're laughing at the bad jokes and all of this.
When Andon went to the Coronet courthouse to try and change his name to Mandan Tolan because he was a man.
Yeah, there's some kids that come running up to Kira, wanting to see her lightsaber and asking about the holocron, and just kind of looking up to her, looking way up because she's so tall.
She's gonna sit down. She's gonna tell them a story about some Jedi she read in her old book thousands of years ago, and regale them in this big crazy story.
All right. And so now Cribben, what's Cribben up to in all this?
Just mingling, doing his thing.
All right. So in the process of mingling, this Kimra Majo, I don't know if you remember her, but she's the older lady who's higher up in command in the Alliance that originally gave you the assignment to the Liberator. She's there, and she's wearing this really long formal dress. She's still got her gray hair, just very elegant up behind her. She walks up beside you, and she doesn't look at you. She just kind of looks out over the party, very pleased with what she's seeing there. And she just says, "You've done well, Cribben, more so than I dreamed." She said, I was sick to my stomach signing the order to send you on this mission, but we had no choice. I thought it was a death sentence, but this crew performed beyond our wildest expectations.
Oh, well, it's so nice that you believed in me. I thought I was going to come back.
You did?
Yeah, right up until Akbar took his time.
So tell me something. How did you manage to persuade the Mandalorians to join?
I think Oh, no, yeah. I heroically rescued their leader and charmed the daughter and did the typical.
And headbutts.
Yeah, and a couple of headbutts. All right, and so a few minutes later, one of the members of the Home One crew kind of comes running out, and he's got this machine that's able to take kind of hologram type pictures, and he asks all of you that are on the Wayward Spirit crew to kind of come over. He's going to take a bigger picture later on, but all of you on the crew to kind of come over and line up so that he can take this picture. And so you all arrange yourselves in front of him to where you're just looking straight back at him, and we break the fourth wall as the characters all stare into the camera, and the trumpets blare, and the wipe takes place, and we've reached the end of another Star Wars adventure.
Cool.
As the camera flashes, later, maybe looking at the holo picture, distantly in the background, you can see kind of outlined a one-armed figure standing with a red lightsaber raised.
Oh, goddamn it.
In a saluting gesture.
All right. So do you guys want XP? There's no doubt. There's no doubt you've made the next contribution rank. But if anybody's got any future use for these characters,
We can probably do that just in case.
okay. All right. So this session is a 35-point XP session
Holy smoke.
for finishing an entire campaign, a major story arc, holding off the Empire, etc., etc. And I think it's also safe to say that this group is at contribution rank 8 now. You were at 97 points before. So no questions about that. All right, for future YouTube viewers, this is the end of the Wayward Spirit campaign for now. It is not the end of this group. We're going to be back probably in September, and we're going to be starting a whole new campaign. We're still talking about what it's going to look like, but we're hoping it'll be as much fun as this one. And with that, we're going to tell everybody good night.